My name's Katie Hanson. I'm a clinical nurse specialist for children in multiple sclerosis. So after completing my degree in children's nursing, I then went to work on a neuroscience ward, and ever since then I've been specialising in neurology, had quite an interest in it. And then this job opportunity arose, and it gave me an opportunity to be able to learn more about multiple sclerosis, because actually it's not something you often see on a children's ward. So it allowed me to develop my career further. It's not very common at all. On our caseload, just to give you an idea, we have about 50 to 60 children with multiple sclerosis. Next door at the adult hospital, they have about 5,000 people on their caseload. So just to give you an idea, and then we're on average getting a new diagnosis every month or two. Between 1 to 2 patients every month or two, we're getting a new diagnosis. I think it's hard to say. I think on paper it would probably look like there's an increase, a fluctuation in children being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, but actually I think it's because there's an increased awareness from doctors, there's more knowledge about it, and also just an awareness as a whole from charities and organisations that, you know, at the end of the day, if there's more an awareness about a condition, then you're going to be able to diagnose it a lot sooner. I think they're very similar in a sense. You know, there isn't much difference between adults and children in the sense of how they present with their multiple sclerosis. But I think where children differ from adults is that actually, if they're diagnosed sooner, they can start treatment sooner, and therefore actually, in the long run, receive a better prognosis. For children, there's definitely less medication available for adults just because they're not licensed, but we have numerous research trials currently ongoing to hopefully widen our range of medications that are available. But we have medications from first-line injectable treatments at home to monthly infusions, and hopefully with the research trials that are ongoing we'll be able to have more drugs available to children. But there's definitely a good range in order to be able to treat their multiple sclerosis. I would say to them to go to their GP to start with. Don't use Dr. Google. That's always, I think, a mistake that people make, because you can freak yourself out. But to be able to go and seek proper medical advice from a neurologist and get the correct tests done, and your neurologist will know best, so always follow their lead. I would say, even though it is rare, it might sound scary, but actually you aren't alone. There might be other families that we can set you up with to be able to talk through someone who's going through something very similar to you. Don't let multiple sclerosis define you. It doesn't mean that you have to stop doing things that you enjoy. Keep living life to the full. What I would say is make sure that you listen to your doctors and nurses, because they tell you something, you know, they tell you advice for a reason, and just carry on, you know, going with life. I think when children make that transition to become a young adult, then actually, you know, there are more pressures and stress of life, and we know that with stress, actually, you know, your multiple sclerosis symptoms can become more enhanced, and to try and deal with those stresses of everyday life as much as possible. I think the number one thing is being able to interact with my patients and seeing them grow from children into young adults and watching them transition, just hearing about their, you know, what they've been up to at school and just being able to have a normal conversation with them, and yeah, I like my job.